Hello, Nar from Narf Sounds and the Kronos Enthusiast Workshops here, presenting for Korg. In this video, I'm going to show you how to route a program's audio through the auxiliary outputs of the Kronos. So the Kronos has got outputs 1, 2, 3, and 4. Outputs 1 and 2 can be a stereo pair, and so with outputs 3 and 4. To be able to route the finger bass sound that I've got through the auxiliary outputs, I just go to the Insert Effects page, and here I can see that the program is routed to Insert Effects 1. And there it is. Insert Effects 1 is the stereo compressor, and that's also chained to the bass amp model and cabinet. So there's actually two effects that are active at the moment. So what I can do is, if I want to bypass these effects and go straight to auxiliary 1, all I need to do is change the bus select from Insert Effects 1 to auxiliary out 1. And I can also select any of these 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, and 3 and 4 as a stereo pair. So right now I've chosen auxiliary output 1, and when I do that I can just plug in an instrument cable through the auxiliary output and connect that to a bass amplifier, or it can also go straight to the mixer. Now when you do that, that actually bypasses the effects, and also volume control is handed over to either the bass amplifier or the mixer. If you want to preserve the effects of the bass, let's go back to Insert Effects 1, and there it is again. We'll go to the Insert Effects tab right here. And again, we can see that the stereo compressor is chained to the bass amp model and cabinet, and the bus select is set out to left and right. So we can change it from here and select output 1, and now you have the bass sound along with its effects going out to auxiliary out 1. Now I'm going to show you how to send a metronome to one of the auxiliary outs. So this could be used as a click track, say for your drummer, or maybe used to synchronize other instruments during a recording. So here we've got the same program, finger bass, and this time we go to the basic vector tab. And from here we could see our drum pattern right here. We've got a preset fusion samba, and we'll change this to a metronome pattern. And the metronome pattern is number 417. And there you go, you've got metronome 1. Here you'll see your drum kit, which is an acoustic pop kit, and sometimes when you activate that metronome, it could be a snare or a cymbal or a rim shot. So if you want to change the instrument, you can change it here. There's a shift function, and you can shift the note up and down if you'd like. And here we've got the bus select, and right now the used drum kit is selected, so we'll unselect that, and we could see that bus select sends out to Insert Effects 12. And we'll select that again, and we can choose from any of these output options, whether it's auxiliary out 1, 2, 3, and 4, or 1 and 2 stereo pair, or 3 and 4 stereo pair. So we'll send that out to auxiliary output 1, and we'll just connect an instrument cable that goes to your drummer's in-ear monitor, for instance. And that's how you send a click track to your auxiliary outputs. Now we'll route timbres in a combi to the auxiliary outputs. So here's a typical example. I've got a bass and electric piano split. Timbre 1, I've got the Frank McComb electric piano. On timbre 2, I've got a fingered bass. And what I want to do is to send out my bass sound to the auxiliary outputs, and maybe have that go straight to the mixer or a bass amplifier. So like we did in program mode, we go to the Insert Effects page, and here we can see that timbre 2 is routed to Insert Effects 4. And Insert Effects 4 is the stereo compressor, which is chained to the bass amp model and cabinet. So from this step, we can actually bypass these effects and go straight to the auxiliary output. So output 1 is what I've selected, and that will send out the bass signal to the auxiliary output 1. Now, if we want to preserve the effects earlier, we can go back to Insert Effects 4. And again, we have the stereo compressor and the bass amp model. And we go to this Insert Effects page. And we take a look at how this is chained. So insert effects 4 is the stereo compressor, chained to the bass amp model. And from here, it is sent out to the left and right outputs. So what we do, we select the desired auxiliary output or the stereo pair. And that's how you send out the bass sound. To send out a click track to the auxiliary outputs, we follow a very similar procedure to program mode, wherein we go to EQ vector control, select drum track, and select a metronome pattern, which is 417. We can see here that the MIDI channel for the drums is output 10. So we go to the insert effects and go to the routing page, and right here we can see that the drums are routed to insert effects 3, and from here we can choose the auxiliary output. So auxiliary output 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's say we select 4, and that's the output where the metronome will be sent. If you want to change the metronome drum instrument, we can go to timbre parameter and go to pitch, and we can transpose track 10 where the drums are and change the instrument that comes out by transposing the note. So routing outputs in combi mode is the exact same procedure as sequencer mode. So this has been Narf from Narf Sounds in the Kronos Enthusiast Workshops group on Facebook. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that.